you just going to lie there in the fetal position forever now? You know, his number is just retired. He's still here. Be positive. Remember a career lived. Not that a career is over. I've moved on with Pekka deciding to retire, but now I have to worry about if Forsberg is going to be here long term or not. Preds tie the Dallas Stars Thursday night inside Bridgestone Arena by a score of 1-1, and then everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Nashville Predators defeat the Dallas Stars in the gimmick, the shootout, 1-0, winning the game 2-1. The boys didn't let Pex down the night that his number 35 was raised to the Bridgestone Arena rafters, never to be worn again by a Pred player in gold for the rest of time. And this hockey son, not his biological son who was there for the game and the retirement ceremony, of course, his hockey son got him the clutch win, where I would argue he was the number one star in this game and not the player who would score the eventual shootout winning goal. But I digress. Planning for the recap of this game, I did want to comment a few things on the retirement ceremony pregame that deserve to be complimented about. Who didn't amongst us in Preds Nation didn't get choked up when Pekka took that last player walk like he would for any regular season or playoff game from the locker room down, was greeted by every player on the current roster, hugs all around, smiles. Maybe I even got a little teary-eyed. Thank you, former Preds assistant general manager Ray Shero, for advising David Poile to draft Pekka Rinne on the advice of a former Preds Finnish scout. When he was still playing in Finland, no one knew who he was as somebody's backup. Thank you, hockey gods, for expediting Pex's career up the hockey ranks, up the Preds depth chart, as others faltered in the Preds farm system in Milwaukee. One thing I noticed during the speeches, can everyone let Poile know afterwards that it was okay to cry, because I could definitely tell he was trying not to let his voice crack. Then, as I was listening to current Preds captain, I could not help to think that one day number 59 should and will be hanging right beside number 35 in those very rafters. Then it was Peck's turn to speak. It was very nice hearing him speak with love about the family support he got from his parents and his sisters, the love Pex has for his fiance, and that he is looking forward to bringing his recent newborn son back to Bridgestone Arena one day when he is older and is better able to understand the community's love for his father and the meaning that is his dad's jersey hanging in the rafters of Bridgestone Arena. The fans gave a very well-deserved chant as Pex remarked that he has left the Preds net in very capable hands for juice. And in closing, Preds radio play-by-play man Pete Weber announced that next season a bronze statue of Pekka Rinne would be unveiled for the rest of time out on the Bridgestone Arena Plaza. Now for the game. 30 seconds into the first period, when the game has just started, Radek Faksa lays out a hit on Preds captain Roman Josi, and Tanner Jeannot is there right away to answer the bell for his captain, and those two, Faksa and Jeannot, decide to fight before it's over with Tanner Jeannot landing on top of him. The Stars, you would think in this one, would be a little bit tired as they landed in Nashville today, not last night, especially after last night when they went to overtime against Winnipeg. But the Stars have some fight and have the majority of the shots early, but Saros is there to answer the bell, including a 2-on-1 by the Stars, Jamie Bell over to Harley for the Stars, and he keeps it out. It's pretty clear early on that it may have been about 3 years since these two teams tussled in the first round of the playoffs, unfortunately going the Stars' way. But there's no love lost. These two teams still hate each other, and I still can't seem to believe that I used to root for the Stars as well. Don't hurt me too much, Preds Nation. This team is still my one and only now. Then, just before 8 minutes left to go in the first period, play is in the neutral zone, innocent looking, and Dante Fabro gets it ahead to Philip Tomasino, and he skates on to the right of Ettinger into the Stars zone. He comes out to the middle of the ice to about the face-off dots, using two Dallas Stars players as a slight screen, and Tomasino takes a shot that goes in under Ottinger's arm in the net. It's 1-0 Preds. In the latter half of the first period, Alexander Carrier would get called for slashing Jacob Peterson. Big penalty kill with one of the Preds' better up-and-coming defensemen going to the box, but the Preds' penalty kill answers the bell, and the Preds keep their 1-0 lead in a relatively even first, Preds only out shooting the Stars slightly 9-8. In the second period, it's the Stars that seem to come out with the bounce, and relatively early, before 90 seconds into the second period, it's Robertson for the Stars, and this game, all of a sudden, just like that, is tied at 1. About 5 minutes into the middle frame, the Preds would get a great opportunity to get right back in front of the Stars, as Philip Myers, of all people, is able to draw a high-sticking penalty off of Jamie Benn, who drew blood on Myers. But the Preds aren't able to get even one goal in two-minute chances of that 4-minute power play. And it's not as if the Preds didn't get the chances on the specialty teams, because then it's Ryan Suter, every Preds fan's favorite punching bag, by yelling at him every time he touches the puck, goes off for cross-checking Matt Benning, and the Preds still can't convert. But then, with about 5.5 minutes left to go in the second period, it's the Preds' turn to get a little unsportsmanlike and undisciplined, and Matt Duchene takes a retaliatory roughing call on Guserev of the Stars, but fortunately the Preds' penalty kill steps up again. This slow, methodical, seemingly chess match between these two teams drags on and winds down to the end of the second period, and the Stars outshot the Preds 9-5 in that second period. And considering where the shot totals would be for the game, I wonder how much money you could have gotten in Vegas if you included the number of shots by both teams combined on a Vegas parlay. Early in the third period, the Stars come out with some early pressure in the Preds zone in front of Stars, and Radulov, yes, he still plays for the Stars. He may only have 2 goals this season, but Alexander Radulov still plays for the Stars, and he is to Saros' right, and he sets up Faksa, but Saros makes the save. Then, about 6 minutes into the third period, Mikael Grenland, who would not be the last time you would hear from him in this one, decides that he wants to help his teammate get a little bit closer to David Legwand, and he sets up Philip Forsberg right in front to Ottinger's left, but the ref blows the whistle too soon. What is with this intent to blow calls that come against the Preds? Would it cost them in this game? About 7 minutes into the third period, you've got Ryan Johansson in the penalty box, and the Stars have a great setup. Mad crashing the net in front of Saros. Saros has great defensive help to keep the puck out. Time is slowly winding down in the third. This game is still tied at 1. Lindell out of nowhere jumps into an odd man rush for the Stars, and he snaps it on net when it's passed to him, but Pekka's air keeps it out. Then you've got Radek Faksa with about 90 seconds left to go in regulation. He gets not 1 but 2 great chances to try and give the Stars the lead for good. But you see, Saros says, no, I am winning this game for Dad. And then every Preds fan's favorite punching bag, Ryan Suter for the Stars, keeps the puck behind Ottinger's net, lets the clock wind down, and these two teams settle for extra time. It's remarkable to think back to last year's shortened 56-game season and remember that the Preds went 5-3 against the Dallas Stars in the 8 games they played against them. All 5 wins for the Preds coming in either overtime or a shootout. In the first minute, each team has an odd man rush but can't end it. Granlund gets called for tripping John Klingberg in the overtime period, and the Preds penalty kill is going to have to come up big in this one to get a chance at redemption for Granlund and to win the game for number 35. The Stars are able to keep the puck in the Preds defensive zone for Granlund's penalty for an entire 151 of the 2-minute power play. The Preds are able to get no stoppages in play during that entire time, no zone exits, no line changes, and they're too scared, obviously, to force the puck over the glass and get a 2-minute power play, 2-man advantage for the Stars. But fortunately, finally, with 9 seconds left in Granlund's penalty, the Preds are able to get a stop, catch their breath, and get a line change. Preds fortunately kill off the penalty, and right before the end of the overtime frame, Jamie Benn on a last Stars odd man rush into the Preds zone gets 2 great chances to score, one right in front and one off of the rebound off his pad. It stopped it. Saros keeps this a 1-1 tie, and we go to the shootout. In the first round of the shootout, Matt Duchene goes in. He hangs onto the puck a little bit too long, and Ottinger is able to make the save. Then it's Jason Robertson's turn for the Stars, and Saros makes the save on him. Then it's Philip Forsberg's turn, and he gets the move off that he wants, but Ottinger meets him stride for side and gets his pad out to keep it out. And it's Joe Pavelski's turn for the Stars' second chance, but Saros is able to get his pad on it and shut the door. Then it's Captain Roman Josi's turn, and you can tell that the move he wants to make is able to try and get Ottinger down to roof it, but in the process he loses his footing and Ottinger is able to disrupt the scoring chance. Then I'm sure some of you were probably a little nervous that the Stars were going to get the walk-off win here, as it's Tyler Seguin's chance to go in, but Saros says no. He shuts the door once again with his pads and says, I am winning this one for Dad. Then the 4th round, sudden death round of the shootout. Mikael Granlund steps up. Maybe John Hines wanted him to redeem himself. Mikael Granlund probably volunteered himself to redeem himself for his penalty in overtime. He goes in on Ottinger, waits until the last minute. He has total control of the puck, unlike Josi, unfortunately, in the previous attempt. And Granlund keeps it just in time, and he waits for Ottinger's 5-hole door to just open up, and Granlund taps it home to make it 1-0 Preds in the shootout. Then it's Jacob Peterson's turn for the Stars to try and win this, and he has to, or else this game is over. And Jussi is like I have said how many times tonight, I am winning this one for Dad. He does. He makes the save. The Preds win the shootout, the gimmick 1-0, and win the game 2-1. Props to the Preds, who set a new franchise record for attendance in this game with 17,869 people in that building Thursday night. Big 2 points for the Preds in this one as they carry the momentum from Tuesday's comeback victory, and they don't let Peck's jersey retirement distract them from the mission at hand, which is getting back to the playoffs. Now, can this team turn this into a real winning streak? Because 2 games does not a winning streak make, and win 3 in a row on Saturday, and in the process actually win an outdoor game after losing their only appearance 2 years ago in Dallas. Saturday night in Nissan Stadium versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. It should be fun. Can't wait to see it. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. You can find my social media by clicking on the channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption, just as he seemingly was for his 12 full seasons as Pred starter. A dad looking out for his team, Number 35 will now be looking out for all Preds teams for the end of time.